Have you ever watched a film and felt incredibly uneasy, as if something bad were about to happen, but nothing visual is cueing it? Well, you'll have to take camera movement into account, which we especially see in the film Uncut Gems by Josh and Benny Safdie. To recap, this film is about a Jewish dealer from New York's Diamond District, Howard Ratner, played by Adam Sandler, and his troubles with dealing and laundering money because of an opal. The Safdie brothers ultimately wanted to depict life as real as possible within their films, such as the use of long takes, hiring non-actors, and using long lenses to capture the actors candidly from afar. Therefore, the majority of Uncut Gems was filmed using a Steadicam. This means that the camera was handheld with a stabilizer, yet it has created this shaky, random camera movement throughout the film, which enhances the film's stressful and chaotic mood. Thus, in Uncut Gems, the technique of camera movement through the use of Steadicam creates stress and tension, resulting in this technique affecting the mood within the film's setting and eventually towards the audience. The pattern of this shaky camera movement lies in the film's beginning. We can see that even in the first scene, chaotic camera movements of back and forth pans between miners and their exploiters showcase that this is a stressful situation. It is as if the camera movement plays as a narrator itself, imitating the stress within the mise-en-scène of the film to its cinematography. Even the intro aerial shot isn't stable and angelic as others typically would be. Aside from the intro scene setting the chaotic motion of the film, the camera movement in scenes wherever Howard's world is present is chaotic, thus imitating his hectic daily life. We see this through the use of long shots tracking him, walking through the streets of Manhattan, dealing with clients, and even when he's on the phone at his family's house, and so on. Even other people who are in a stressful role, such as his assistant Julia in the scene where she's rushing into the casino to place Howard's $1 million bet, causes stress. Yet, it is very interesting to see that whenever Howard's family is present in the frame, the camera is still, as if the chaos had vanished. Look at this Pesach dinner scene. Notice how its camera movement suddenly changes? Even in this scene where it shows Howard's family getting out of the car in front of their home, the camera movement is also still, like in the Pesach dinner. It is as if he is grounded when around his family, as is the camera. Therefore, this raises a point that the film's camera movement also exhibits the subjectivity of Howard. Yet, when the protagonist is in a stressful situation, with his wife, for instance, at his in-laws' house for Pesach, and their argument escalates, so does the movement of the camera. Although settled, it is there, hinting that something bad is going to happen. Even then, chaos through camera movement is even seen in moments of celebration, such as when Kevin Garnett wins the game and Howard had won over $1 million. It is as if this camera movement chases Howard, it haunts him, even in moments of stress and celebration of joy. And in the end, when he is killed by the mobsters, this movement stops. The camera slowly pushes into him from above. This chaotic life of Howard has ended, and so has this chaotic camera movement. Now, where else can we see the camera movement as a tool to create stress in other films? Well, look at this scene in Birdman where protagonist Regan Thompson gets his rope stuck outside of the theater. He then has to run through Times Square embarrassed. The shakiness of the camera once he finds out that he cannot open the back door, how the camera tracks him in a long take as he's running through the crowds, ultimately shows his desperation. In this clip from The Wolf of Wall Street, Mark walks over to Jordan to hand him over a closing for a deal. Although the majority of the film is shot in traditional camera techniques, the shaky camera in this scene tracks Mark and focuses mainly on the scroll, creating an anticipating suspense for their triumph, thus the cam movement evoking the fast-paced and aggressive reality of stockbroking offices. Finally, in this scene from City of God, Blackie and Buscape are confronted by Ze Pequeño and his companion Benet storming into their grounds. The camera, shaky, pans between the two rivals, hence evoking the confusion and anxiety that there is between the characters. Look at this other scene, where Ze and Benet walk through a party. Although everything seems fine, the camera movement is not still, hence it creates the sense that something bad will happen, which in the end, an almost deadly fight breaks out. To conclude, next time you watch Uncut Gems, or even any stressful movie for that matter, try to question yourself why you feel tense and pay close attention to its camera movement. Thank you for watching!